figure out how to do this, please go ahead and look at the examples. All right, so anyways, the first section of the test and today's work, they're asking, are the triangles similar? If so, state how you know and complete the similarity statement. So if the answer is yes, there's three things to do. All right, so if these are similar, it's going to be for side, angle, side. I have two vertical angles. Those are congruent. So side angle, side here, side angle, side here. I just have to determine if the sides are in the same proportions or same ratios. So the triangle on the left, I'm going to start with the bigger number. Then the triangle on the right or the bottom, I'm going to go with the bigger number. Then the top triangle, I go with the smaller number. And that should match up with the bottom triangle, smaller number. 90 divided by 9 is 10. 50 divided by 5 is 10. They're equal. So my first answer is yes. The reason they're similar is because of side, angle, side. And now I have to complete the similarity statement. All right? So I'm going to look at these first two letters, E to F. Well, angle E going along the long side, the side with the bigger number. So down in this triangle, it's angle E going along the side with the bigger number. So it's triangle ET, and then S corresponds to the G. Did I explain that well enough or no?
Yeah, it's good.
All right, how about anybody else? It's really most important for you to speak up if the answers are no. All right, then let's move on. I'm not hearing any no's. All right, number 2, let's see what it's going to be if it's a yes. I have vertical angles. Those are congruent. I also have parallel lines. All right, think about it. This line and this line are parallel. That makes this line is a transversal. This angle and this angle are alternate interior angles. And by the same concept, this line is a transversal. This angle and this angle are alternate interior angles also. But I only need to know 2 pairs of angles are congruent, because if I have 2, then I have 3. So the answer here is yes. The reason is because of the angle-angle postulate. And maybe on Monday I will talk about the difference between a postulate and the theorem. But right now what's just important is if you know if it's AA, SAS, or SSS. And now the similarity statement. D to E. D to the square-looking angle. D to the square-looking angle, the one with no marking. So D to E on this triangle corresponds to D to L on this triangle. And then F comes last. F corresponds to angle M. So again, 3 parts of your answer if the answer is yes. Yes, because of angle, and triangle DLM.
So when it's no, we just gotta write no.
That's right. When it's no, you just write no and you're good.
All right.
All right. Does anybody want to ask a question about number 1 or number 2? All right. If you change your mind and you want to come back to it, let me know. This is important. All right. Now, in the second section, you already know that the triangles are similar. The triangles are similar. All right. So that allows us to set up a proportion and find the missing side. I'm going to call it X. And then pretty soon, I'm going to need to have you show all your work. And we'll talk about how do you show me all your work on the internet. But for right now, let's just stick with what we're doing. You can just show me the final answer. So I want to set up a proportion, I like to start with X. All right? X goes between N and L. All right? That's my first letter and my last letter. So over here, I'm going to look at my first letter and my last letter. What's between L and V? Well, here's L and V. 26 corresponds to the X. All right, now I'm going with the big triangle on top and the small triangle on the bottom. So the other number from my big triangle is 56. It's between M and L, the first two letters. The 26 is between, the 16 is between the first two letters here. L and U, that's the 16. Now I'm going to cross multiply. X times 16, I'm going to call that 16x. I'm going to put in equals. 26 times 56. 26 times 56 is 1,456. I'm going to divide both sides by 16. And the answer is 91. So all you have to type in is 91.
How many questions gonna be in the test?
Just 10. All right, I think 4 of the first kind and 6 of the second kind. All right. All right, let's do one more of these. Let's put the numbers from the top triangle on top and the numbers from the bottom triangle on the bottom. All right, so X is in the bottom triangle, so I'm going to put it here. I'm going to pay attention to the letters. It goes between R and Q. That's the first two letters in my similarity statement. So the X is going to correspond to whatever's between the first two letters over here, M and L. So I find M and L, the 36 is going between the M and L. Equals. Then I take the other number from my top triangle. Top triangle is on top. So 44 is on top. It goes between the last two numbers. 77 is on the bottom. It goes between R and S, the last two numbers. I'm going to cross multiply. X times 44. I'm going to call that 44x equals 36 times 77. And that's going to give me 2,772. And I'm going to divide by 44. And that gives me 63. Should we do one more of this kind? Or do you feel ready to start the classroom? Let's put it this way. Who would like to do one more of these?
I would.
Would you put it in the chat if you would like me to do one more? All right. All right, I got one yes and no no, so let's do one more. Am I moving on too fast, or are we doing okay?
Okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay. So let's do the small triangle on top and the big triangle on the bottom. So I'm going to start with X. That goes between the F and the S. That's my first letter and third letter. So I'm going to look for my first letter and third letter over here, S and U. Between S and U is the 15. And my other number from the small triangle is 6. My other number from the big triangle is 9. And these aren't trick questions, but if you thought maybe it was a trick question, you just double check. The 6 goes between the S and the E. That's the first two letters. S and T, yep, that's the 9. That's the hardest part. Finishing up should be the easier part. So 15 times 6 is 90. I'm going to divide both sides by 9. Now we'll get x equals 10. All right.